your motorsport and motoring radio show. Now on 88.5 FM, The Valley Comes Alive. And podcasting across iTunes and talkandpower.com.au.
Welcome back to Talk and Power podcast, episode number 237. I am your host, Michelle Morrison, and joining me as always is Nick DeCimbre and Simon Gonzo Travellini. How are we, boys?
Going well, Michelle, yourself?
Good. Keeping busy, as always. It doesn't really feel like a Monday, actually.
No?
And how are you, Simon? How's the shoulder?
It's sore.
Sore. Did you get up too much on the weekend?
We were just discussing this before you got here. I'm a football dad now, so that's all I do.
I did that life for 8 years, but it's over for me now.
Since we last recorded, they played Kingsway again. Obviously, there's different.
Again? Is that the
Kingsley.
third time?
Kingsley.
It's like 3 times in a row now.
Yeah, so they seem to be playing Kingsley and Sorrento. They seem to be.
You'd be playing Sterling, but unfortunately, we don't have a Year 3 team this year.
Yeah.
So does Kingsley have a lot of
Probably
year
about
3
5 of them.
teams?
Must have
right,
three,
okay, yeah.
5 or 6
Yep,
of them.
so they're not playing
Yeah.
the same. They're not actually
No,
playing
but it
the same
seems to be
team.
the same. I don't know. There seems to be some overlap. The donuts are actually to celebrate the fact that we
you
played.
won?
Anyway, no, we didn't.
Oh.
We didn't win. So the last game.
Commiseration donuts.
Yeah. It's a bit of a Kingsley joke.
Oh, donuts, no goals.
No. It's a long story. Anyone that follows Kingsley would get the joke. But anyway, so Nicholas scored the first goal for the team for the season.
Oh, well done, Nicholas.
So
Good
it
stuff.
was a pretty big deal. All the parents, it was like we won the grand final.
Took a grab, I hope. Took a nice grab and then...
No, he's really
on the
good
run?
at just tackling the ball off people.
Oh,
They're all really good. Some of them have played before. A lot of the team, this is their first time playing. But there's some standouts in the team. There's this kid Austin he's just a beast. He's scared that he's going to hurt the other kids.
Yeah.
I told his mum, you need to tell him it's okay. There's the 2 Jacks. There's these 2 twins, which I don't know their name, but they look so gentle and quiet, and they are just animals. Nick, obviously, but yeah, there's quite a few. Luca, which is Sam's son, Silvestro's son. There's quite a few really standouts that are good at taking the ball or kicking and marking. Poor old Todd, the coach, he's dealing with half the team that never played before and half the team that have. I think that the reason that one of the Jacks is Jack Claver, who's the son of one of the drag racers.
oh yeah.
And I think with Jack and with Nicholas, because they've got brothers, they're used to, taking the
Bit of
ball
rough
off.
and tumble. Yeah.
So yeah, that game we had this girl umpire. She was awesome. And of the 4 quarters, there was 1 quarter that they actually, dominated.
This is the only thing I'll say to you, Bart, right? This is the only thing I'll say. Bear in mind, right, they're young, they've just started their journey. But you play for Kingsway, they play for Kingsley. But ultimately, at the end of the day, you guys all fall under the Subi district. So eventually, if your boys can make it, yous are all playing for Subi. And I've seen it over the years, like kids that hated each other at 2 different clubs end up coming together and playing in the Subi Colts. And that's what will eventually happen.
Yeah,
Got a long road ahead of you.
You're
I
all
know,
played for Subi.
but like Coach Todd said, it must be so hard and so disappointing for the kids when they can see that there's this sort of stuff going on.
Yeah.
Anyway,
No, fair enough. I hear what
Are
you're
you glad those days are over, Nick?
I don't know
I
if Nick
am,
would
actually.
get that wound up.
You
No,
have got
I-
a long road ahead of you, Simon. This is just the beginning. You're 3 days in.
Foster's got 2 grandkids that are into it, and he said that he goes to the games and he loves it, he's passionate about it, but he has to,
Remove himself.
He has to calm down.
This is
And
why
I
the
said,
parents
I don't
are
know
allowed
how
to
you do
coach
it.
from the sidelines.
It might be why he smokes still. Could be. Maybe I need to start smoking.
Maybe talk to have a yak with your mate Jim. Get over into when they get older, over into a West Perth club.
Nick's already signed as if he moves forward, that's where he's going. He's going to a West Perth club because they can do that now.
I did the fist pump for those not watching. as a pro.
Look,
West
you know,
Perth
he's
supporter.
got a
garlic muncher.
long way to go with his kicking and his marking. I had Justin spend an afternoon with him, showing him some techniques and stuff, and there was a massive improvement. Like I said, the game after he scored the team's first goal, but he's got a long way to go. But one thing that he's very, very good at is, or two things, running with the ball. He can just sprint away from the other guys, and tackling the ball. Like he just takes it off him. There's no, you know what I mean? It's not, it's not like a competition to him, because he's grown up since his brother was born, that they fight over everything. So, and I noticed that with the kids that have got older or younger brothers, they're very good at tackling for that reason.
Is Nick your oldest though?
Nick is,
Nick's the oldest.
Peter's the
I find that Cleo's more rough than Luna.
the younger one.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Peter, but they're not allowed to in Auskick.
Yeah.
You know, I'm scared
But
to see.
they know how to.
Yeah. Peter was at soccer. He knocked this kid's front teeth out.
Oh my gosh.
God.
At least they're baby teeth.
Yeah.
Milk teeth.
Yeah.
Do you know, Luna lost her 2 front teeth at the beginning of January. There is no sight of the next ones coming through. It's been
it does
5
sometimes.
months.
Yeah, it can take a while. Yeah.
Are they ever going to come?
No, they'll come through.
Yeah.
They'll be there somewhere.
Peter lost his first tooth yesterday, actually.
Oh. How much, Tooth Fairy?
$5.
$5. Yep, Bluey sets the benchmark.
But is that where it came
Yeah,
from? Right.
Yep. Same
'Cause I
message
said to
for
the-
everyone.
I said to Nicole, "Wow, that's like a lot of inflation.
I know,
It used to
I
be
know.
50 cents."
Well, that's what Bandit, Bluey's dad, says. Like $5. How about you, Nick? What have you been up to the last?
We
fortnight?
actually got the EB out on the weekend. We had a cruise in the car club.
Nice.
Took the EB out, and I said to Mark, "Put the L plates on." I said, "Mate, you want to join the club? You got the car now, so you want to drive with the big boys?" He goes, "Yeah." Because Mark, he's doing like in his L's, wherever it's 60, he does 70. I said, "Mate, slow down. It's only 60 here. Wherever it's 80, he does 90. I said, "Slow down, mate. It's only 80 here." Anyway, so we're doing this long cruise, and my mate, one of my longest mates, I've known him for 35 years, Ralphie, he's in front of us in his R8, Club Sport, VF Club Sport, LSA version as well.
Yep.
So he's in front of us, we're in the EB, and my good mate Phil's behind us in his XY GT. Anyway, we're going from Stock Road, turning onto Great Northern Highway there at the roundabout. And it's basically, as soon as you come around the roundabout, there's a speed sign that says 100. And I know my mate Ralph, I know him well. So as soon as he gets to the 100, bang, his VF, he's out of there. It's like the DeLorean's hit 88, left the 2 black on fire. And I said to Mark, "All right, stomp it, go, keep up with him."
L drivers, L platers.
He's allowed to do 100.
They're allowed to? I feel like there's a state where they're not.
No, there used to be 80.
He can do 100, right?
Yeah, but it
So I
did
said-
used to be 80.
I
didn't
feel like
it?
I've heard it
They
somewhere,
weren't-
but it might not have been WA.
They weren't allowed on the freeway.
Yeah, they're allowed on the freeway now.
Yeah,
Allowed
but
on the
they didn't used to
freeway.
be. Yeah, it was 80.
Anyway, I've said to him, get on it, because I know my mate Ralph. I know that's what he was going to do. Keep up with him if you can. Stomp on it. 80, 81, 82, 83. I was like, "Mark, you're actually expected to be doing 100 here now. We've passed the 100 sign. Everywhere you're 10 Ks over, now that I'm asking you to stomp on it, you're doing 20 Ks under 83, 84. He finally gets to 100, goes, "Dad, I'm doing 100. I said, "That's great." I said, "Ralph is 7 suburbs away now." And my mate Phil's behind us. He's in second gear still. I could see he's just itching to, just wanted to blast past us. Anyway, but no, it was a great day. We had an awesome time. It went up to the Parkerville. Big shout out to... Have you been up to the Parkerville lately?
No, we were going to go. Nicole said something about the Parkerville.
Yeah, it was an awesome day. So we'd booked it in advance. We gave them roughly an indication of numbers. So we rocked up there at 11. They had the food out for us by about 10 past, 11:15. We'd finished eating by 12. It was really good. And then, we...
So that was this weekend?
Yeah, that was
Yeah, we ended
yesterday.
up going to Kalamunda.
Oh, okay. Yep.
We had a meal. There's a ribs place there. We were going to go to the hotel, but it was just too busy,
Yeah.
But there's a really, really nice ribs place in the...
I have heard that actually.
Yeah.
I was up in the hills as well. I was in Gidgee.
There you
on
go.
Saturday
Oh, well,
night.
we're not very far from Gidgee.
And because I grew up in Mount Helena, I used to have Great Eastern Highway as my access point, but I actually went up to J Road from home.
Oh, yeah.
And so I don't think Oh, maybe going up to Red Hill Auditorium before, but I've got some friends that have a property out there, and it was her birthday, and she did a rodeo for her birthday, and they had motorbike tracks and big zip line for the kids, and
So
massive
cool.
bonfire and a band, and yeah, it was really great. It was really
That's
awesome.
awesome.
But just driving back up in the hills, and I'm like, having
There
all
you
that
go.
space. And then we didn't camp the night. I actually worked on Sunday, and so we didn't camp, but there was a heap of people that just brought their caravans, their swags and tents and everything, and yeah, it was awesome. It was
Very,
really cool.
very cool. Very
But
cool.
it's nice being up in the bush.
It is.
just
I know.
the
We
serenity
enjoyed
of
that
it
as
all.
well. Yeah. Yeah. It was a Gidgee Small Farm Field Day.
Yeah, I
yesterday as
saw
well.
that.
Yeah.
I actually saw the LED, hide sign, and it said Gidgee going up and then field day, and I'd passed it by the time I saw when the day was, but I thought you
Yeah, it
might
was
have
on
been
Sunday,
there for work or
No, I
something.
missed it this year. We had,
Yeah.
gave it a miss this year. So,
Yeah, your calendar's been pretty full
yeah,
with,
we wanted to get the EB out and have a bit of fun with that.
yeah, nice. Oh, that's good. Well, let's get stuck into the news. In supercar news, Chaz Mazda took his first win of the 2026 season in a strong opening Tasmania race. David Reynolds drove well for second, while Brodie Kostecki rounded out the podium after a competitive race with strategy and late race battles shaping the order. In race 2, WA's Andre Heimgartner converted pole into a drought-breaking win for Brad Jones Racing, ending a long stretch without a victory for the team. Brock Feeney stayed in the fight for second, and Matthew Payne completed the podium. For race 3, Brock Feeney absolutely dominated the 84-lap finale, leading the way and finishing more than 7 seconds clear. Matthew Payne kept him honest early, but had to settle for second, while Kai Allen grabbed third to make a strong day for Grove Penrite. NASCAR has been rocked by the passing of Kyle Busch, who died at age 41 after what his family says was severe pneumonia that progressed into sepsis. Busch, a two-time Cup Series champion and the winningest driver across NASCAR's 3 national series, leaves behind one of the sport's biggest legacies. In other NASCAR news, Daniel Suarez delivered one of the biggest wins of his NASCAR career, taking out the Coca-Cola 600 at Charlotte after surviving a chaotic final stint in NASCAR's longest race. It's Suarez's 3rd Cup Series victory and his first Crown Jewel win, holding off a late charge from Christopher Bell under the lights. There was also an emotional atmosphere across the entire weekend as NASCAR paid tribute to Kyle Busch following his passing earlier in the week. A moment of silence, commemorative decals on every car, and tributes from the drivers and fans made the Coca-Cola 600 one of the sport's most emotional race weekends in recent memory. At the Canadian Formula One Grand Prix, it was another huge statement from Kimi Antonelli, who claimed his 4th straight win after a dramatic intra-team battle with Mercedes teammate George Russell ending in heartbreak. Russell started on pole and traded the lead multiple times before retiring a power unit failure on lap 30. Lewis Hamilton brought home his best Grand Prix finish yet for Ferrari in second, with Max Verstappen completing the podium in third after a solid recovery drive for Red Bull. Ferrari also had a strong overall pace, with Charles Leclerc finishing in 4th. In the 110th running of the Indy 500, delivered absolute chaos and one of the closest finishes in motorsport history. Felix Rosenqvist snatched victory of the final lap, edging Dave Malakas by just 0.023 seconds at the line after a wild late race restart at Indianapolis. It's Rosenqvist's first Indy 500 win and only his 2nd career IndyCar victory.
It was a big weekend of motorsport, to be honest. There was lots happening. I hate it when the Indy 500 and F1 coincide with each other.
Yeah, running at the same time.
And the Coke 600 as well. Coke
Yeah,
600 and Indy 500 are always on the same weekend because it's Memorial Day.
Isn't there some
Right.
weird thing that they do where they fly from one race to another?
Yeah, yeah. Only one driver did that this year. It was girl, a female, and I can't remember her name. But there was someone that did. She did the double header. I
Yeah.
can't remember her name. Sorry, my
And
apologies.
was it her first time first time doing the Indy 500.
Yes, I believe it was.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I did see.
remember her name.
I did see that mentioned actually.
Yeah.
We spoke about that last season because there was like a concussion suspected
Yeah,
or a
that was
crash,
from
and then
Kyle Larson. Yeah.
and then
Yep.
went straight to
Did the other.
the
Yep.
next.
Yep.
Isn't that crazy that Kyle Busch died of pneumonia?
Pneumonia. Yeah.
You would think it's 2026. You'd think that wouldn't be a thing anymore.
I don't like
If it's untreated,
for
I think it is.
at 41, but then it makes me think,
Can't they drain the lungs or?
well, apparently there is the 911 call's been released,
Yeah.
and of the family calling for an ambulance and saying that he was coughing on the floor.
No, I
and
think he was in
kind
the
of-
simulator
Passed out.
when they called. I
Oh,
think he was in
okay.
the simulator. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Yep. But this cough, he's had an ongoing respiratory issue since Watkins Glen. So when he finished the race there, he had quite a severe cough and he needed medical attention. That was 2 weeks ago now.
yeah.
So
I just like.
if it's untreated or if you're trying to battle through it,
Or and sometimes we are. I don't mean to say this in any disrespect, but sometimes we just try and power through.
yeah.
A bit too. I was going to say a bit too stubborn to go and actually go and see someone and rest and admit that you're unwell.
Yeah.
And I think particularly with coughs. I mean, I've never had pneumonia. I remember my sister had it when we were really young, but it's but with coughs, sometimes you do just have that lingering cough. My mum actually had a lingering cough, and she thought, I better go and get this checked out. Well, she just more thought, what's going on? I was sick 5 months ago and this cough is still hanging around. She went and had x-rays done and they found that she had breast cancer.
gosh.
So,
Jeez.
but she just thought a lingering cough, and this cough's it's hung around, but it's a bit more than this was last year. She's finished her treatment now and everything. She's doing really well. She was one of the lucky ones to catch it early. It was quite aggressive. So she still did have to go through chemotherapy, but for her, she is on the other side of it, which is great. But that lingering cough that you might ignore otherwise,
Yeah.
it was only because she was getting tired at work and it was bothering her at work, coughing, because she worked as a carer.
Yeah.
Didn't
okay.
want to be coughing around
Yeah.
the patients and everything. So yeah, but sometimes we're a bit forced to go and seek medical attention,
Yeah.
I think.
We are. I've got some news I forgot to add before. Friend of the podcast, friend of you guys, Daniel Nalotto.
Legend.
Got married on the weekend.
Oh, congratulations.
Oh, congratulations.
Is Natasha?
Natasha, yes,
Yeah,
that's right.
yeah.
Yes,
Natasha,
yeah.
got married on the weekend.
Oh, that's
That's
exciting.
great.
So well done, Daniel and Natasha.
I think they have been engaged for a while. Like it's no surprise to me that they were getting married, but to hear that I'm surprised I haven't seen anything on social media, but really I actually haven't been on it too much, I suppose.
Yeah, I don't know if I only know because it's a funny way I know because I actually live across the road from his brother.
Oh,
To
yeah.
start with, number one, but number two, we're not related by blood, but Daniel's grandfather was my uncle's brother, but my uncle's my uncle from marriage. So my auntie,
Yeah.
her husband, is brothers with Daniel's
Yeah.
grandfather.
Yeah, right.
He is just such a nice guy, and they do so much.
I know he
for-
does a lot
It's incredible for
for the motorbikes
racing.
and for people wanting to get
Yeah.
involved, and he's always supporting
Hmm.
that and offering help and guidance where he can.
He's just such a nice guy too. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, and I think everyone that's dealt with him has that, comes away with that feeling
Yeah.
because whenever he wins, all the companies that he uses their products, they smash it on social media.
Yeah.
Like, I remember looking for results during the season once, and I started typing his name into Google, and it finished it off.
Yeah.
Right. That's when you're trending.
Yeah, when you when
right.
they-
And I was like, that's incredible. Like, like it's a WA racer and a motorcycle racer, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's how much all those other companies pump it.
Yeah.
I figure that's just because he's just such a nice guy.
Yeah.
And, he probably makes that effort to let everyone know that he's won.
Yeah.
And they go, oh, yeah, cool, and then they... But, yeah, it was a real... I've never had that happen with any drag racer in Australia where you're typing the name and it finishes it off.
Finishes.
In Google.
That's really
Actually,
cool.
sometimes when it's really good, it actually finishes off the question you're thinking.
Yeah, yes.
And that's when you're like, whoa.
Someone else has been asking this too.
Yeah, it's not doing that for Pauline Hanson leading the polls.
Is it? Oh, my God.
I think he's just, he's got such a positive and such a good energy about him, and just such a happy guy. But that leads me into someone else in our drag racing scene who just carries that energy with him, Benny Busch. I'm going to be over in Willowbank for the NDRC media team again next weekend
Oh,
for the Winter Nationals. And I've seen
side.
Benny Bishop on the lineup, so I'm looking forward to being able
nice.
to see him.
He's a
and work
really
with the
nice
team then.
guy. Yeah.
And, he's been living in Queensland. Oh, how long ago would you say that
He's another one that
He
did so
moved.
much for the sport.
Yeah.
And just a genuinely really nice person,
But
like
just
a good soul.
the energy and positivity, it's just contagious when you're around people. Like
probably why I had to
Daniel
move from
Laffin.
Perth.
So no, come on. There's still some of us here. So saw him on the lineup and really looking forward to heading over for the Winter Nationals.
excellent.
And Alan Reinhardt's coming back as well.
So they've got the A team.
Yeah.
This is the A team. This is the AA team.
We are so fortunate in our sport that we've got some really great commentators and announcers. I'm so fortunate that now I'm a part of it, which I can announce as well that I've actually been confirmed for the remainder of the NDRC.
Oh,
Excellent,
nice.
excellent.
NDRC series. So that's really exciting. But I am really fortunate to be a part of it all. And you say A team, there are A team members, but there is a lot of members in our A team, and Matt Nolte, Chad Nalon don't seem to be at this event.
But once again,
they've
great
got
guys.
They've
Great
got
guys.
commitments with supercars as
Yeah.
well. And so when you spread thin across it all,
Yeah.
Was there a
Sometimes.
supercar event on that weekend?
no.
I was going to
I'm
say,
just
I don't really know. I don't think there's one.
no, but they might have other commitments with it.
I said jokingly. That's why this is the
Yeah.
A team. That was a joke.
Oh, this is the A
Chad,
team.
Yeah. Chad, if they're listening, it was a joke.
No,
Like I
there's
said,
some-
once again, they're just really,
I
really
think
nice
we've just
guys.
got a lot of great
You do, yeah. Yep.
announcers and
No.
commentators that are part of it. But for Benny Busch, I think he's quite a regular for Willowbank.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen him. Sometimes I'll see him when he's over here for the Speedway. But yeah, he's such a nice guy. So I'm looking forward to getting in touch with him again.
Bring warm clothes.
I know. Sydney completely fooled me. And I was talking to Kyle Portland like a week out. I think I said on the show last time, a big thank you to him because he was taking some very important parts for us. No, he took boxes and boxes of Denani Hot Shots merch.
Oh, right.
So he helped us out by taking some stuff over, and I said to him like, I haven't looked at the forecast yet. And he said something like, oh, I hope it doesn't rain. I said, I haven't looked at the forecast yet, and he said, yeah, don't. So I took that as it's going to rain. And I didn't look at the forecast like the whole time. And so I packed all winter clothes. The first day we got there, unloaded the car, went to the track. The girls were in track pants. I had to pull one of the kids' shirts out of my merch box. And because I had long sleeves on, I had to duck down to Kmart and get the girls some shorts because it was so hot. And got pleasantly surprised for the Nitro Champs, which is usually cold and rainy.
Yeah.
But I don't think I will try my luck in Queensland.
Yeah, not
I'll
in the
get wrapped
braking
up
area
and-
especially.
Yeah, yep. So 4-day event for the Winter Nationals starting on Thursday
Yeah, I
the
saw
4th.
that. Yeah, it's 4 days. So is that telecast 4 days?
Just the Sunday.
Just the
Sunday for the
Sunday, yeah.
broadcast. I'm not sure what system Willowbank will be offering, whether they'll have any streaming of their own across the other days. But I'm sure that they'll be promoting that.
Available
They
on
do.
7 Plus.
7+.
Looking forward to seeing
Yeah.
that. Watching that.
The schedule's actually just been released. So
I wonder if there's going to be a new top alcohol record or a new top door slammer record.
I'm really interested, and now I'm giving away part of my spiel that I was going to give on camera when the broadcast starts. But, you know, for so long, the Winter Nationals has been the final event for the championship. You know,
Yes.
and last year
that's
we
true.
had Top Door Slammer and for Top Fuel stretch out further in the year for some other events. But I just wonder whether that mentality, that Winter Nationals mentality of it being like all on the line, you lay everything down here, it could be in the championship
I think it's the air.
decision maker. I think it's the air.
Yeah, I mean, it's cold.
Michelle was building up to a crescendo.
Yeah, I know, but, you know.
No,
It's just the air density.
no, it's just the air.
It's
You know
like-
what? For East Coast races, like standard, you might think more of it because we come out from our sunny 23-degree day bordering on winter over here in Perth. When it gets to Wednesday, when we've got that big storm rolling in here, I'll transition nicely into Queensland.
It's true. You're
Queensland
getting well
winter.
prepared because, like, from
Yeah.
Wednesday, it's basically we need to build an arc.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know how
From
long
this-
it's lasting for.
Like, the whole,
It's-
right through the long weekend. Typical, it's WA Day over here this weekend for those that are listening. WA Day traditionally has always rained, and this weekend is no different.
different.
We had the loveliest weekend just now, but this weekend coming is terrible.
You know, my girls have a pupil free day on Friday, but then the state government's brought in this like report day where they're not calling it a pupil free day. It's a teacher's reporting day where the email stated you have to arrange alternate care for your child on that day because then we go in as parents and have parent-teacher meetings and the kids miss out on school. And so I'm like, another pupil free day?
That's exactly.
So it's a 5-day weekend for them and terrible weather. I only just cleaned my house. It's going to get trashed again.
Anyway.
Well, we
The air is going to be good at the winters. It never, you know, it's. I mean, where it is too, it's heavily oxygenated. It's in the middle of farming land. So
What's their sea level there? It's almost
I,
on.
I don't know what it's going to be on the weekend, but I've seen it go 600 below.
Yeah, that's right. It does get below there,
Yeah,
doesn't it? Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought so.
I would always go slower.
You got to fatten it up.
I always went slower in Sydney as well, but now that my car's running slower in Perth, then I was identical in Sydney. It's really confusing, but could never
Methanol
understand.
is a little bit strange, but yeah, generally that place, you know,
gets-
the oxygen's there to burn.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so anyway,
We will see.
yeah, as long as the track. So that's the balancing act. You got to have enough heat to stay in the track. That
But it's also it's they're doing it differently now, and they have been for the last few years. But for my last time at the Winter Nationals was when I was racing in 2015, and even just going over for the NDRC events this year, like I still need to get in my mind and just reset my brain on the fact that they run the scheduling a lot earlier now,
Yeah,
and they
yeah.
finish earlier because when
but
I
they'll
was
still
racing,
have night qualifying. Yeah, kind of a tradition with, you know.
well, they didn't in Sydney.
Maybe they won't. Maybe they won't have it.
They didn't in Sydney.
It's a shame because they're header flames. Look,
They do.
They, you know, they Adelaide got rained out with the qualifying the Saturday before.
you know,
Sunday.
because there used to be back in the heyday Americans that would fly over here because they don't race at night over there, just to watch the nitro cars at you know, I'm talking 30 years ago
Do they race at night now?
in America.
Yeah.
They have like I think 2
Occasionally.
rounds.
I
3
think
rounds.
there's some that do
Yeah.
they do Friday night qualifying. That's a thing in America. But there's some
Not-
tracks that don't have lighting.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So then that was the issue. I think Seattle didn't, and then they put lighting in, and then it was only last year or the year
mean,
before. It was like the first.
Yeah. When
time that
they
could
do it, when they do it at night, it's always a big. I mean, because it looks so cool.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything that looks as wild as
No.
some nitro cars going down the track at
Yeah.
night.
Well, speaking of NHRA, we have some catching up to do on the Southern Nationals, which was held on the 1st until the 3rd of May.
Yeah, so we've had 3 rounds that we didn't have time the last 2 times we got together. And unfortunately, I haven't done the notes for the round that was just held at
On the weekend.
Chicago. Or Juliet.
Well, you know,
Juliet.
I didn't
Juliet.
actually watch the Southern Nationals myself, so this gives
This
everyone
was the foray
a good...
down at South Georgia Motorsport
South
Park.
Georgia?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, where we're so used to seeing all the radial racing.
Yes,
I've
correct.
been to
Lights
Georgia.
out, no
Yeah.
no mercy.
Yeah.
But it changed the ownership just recently. I can't remember the guy that owned it previously. He just sold it recently. Or did he buy... I can't remember. You know what? I'll stop talking.
Yeah.
Sorry, Michelle.
That is all fine. We all ramble on at times. I am guilty of it too.
Especially on this podcast.
Well, the wet and wild weather put a dent in qualifying, causing lengthy delays, rescheduling and a shortened program, with all pro categories only getting 3 qualifying shots. But Kaleta was the word during qualifying, with Alan Johnson tuned Top Fuel team not only taking the 2 top spots, but setting yet another 345 mile per hour track record. Sean Langdon putting down a 345 mile per hour flat in the second qualifier.
That held for provisional pole until teammate Doug Coletta took the top spot in the last qualifier with a 3.657. Rounding out the top 3 was Billy Torrance, but the Coletta dominance didn't stop there. JR Todd taking the number 1 spot in funny car with a 3.887. Chad Green taking number 2 with a 3.894, and Jordan Vandergriff racing for John Force Racing in third with a 3.924. Jordan Vandergriff also defeating Ron Capps and JR Todd on his way to winning the Too Fast, Too Tasty Challenge. And that is why there was 3 Colettas when I wrote this, because they qualified first, second, set the mile an hour record, and put the funny car in top qualifying spot as well. So there's your answer.
Dominance. Clay Milliken took the Too Fast, Too Tasty Challenge bonus points and bonus money in the top fuel ranks, outrunning Billy Torrance to get the job done. In Pro Stock, no prizes for guessing who was at the top of the ladder. Greg Anderson, the only car in the 640s, with a 6.498. Lease customer Eric Latino took second spot with a 6.508, and then Aaron Stanfield in the first of the elite cars.
But it was Greg Anderson who took home the Too Fast, Too Tasty bonus money and points, beating number 2 qualifier Aaron Stanfield. In Pro Stock Motorcycle, the sandbagging continues, and Matt Smith isn't complaining, with his V-twin taking number 1 spot with a 6.699. Gage Herrera in second spot with a 6.705, and teammate Richard Gadsden in third with a 6.730.
Gage may have been second in qualifying, but he was first in the Too Fast, Too Tasty Challenge, taking out teammate Richard Gadsden for the win. The 15 bike field in Pro Stock Motorcycle meant that pole sitter Matt Smith earned a solo. Gage, Gadsden, Hall, Howley, Evaristo, Angie Smith and Chase Van Sant moved to round 2. Angie and Matt Smith made it through, with Gadsden and Gage making it 2 bikes from each camp into the semis.
Unfortunately, it also meant teammates were to face each other. In the first pairing, Richard Gadsden laid down a wire-to-wire run against Gage, a 0.28 light to Gage's 0.49 and a 6.756 to Gage's 6.783. While in Smith's pairing, wife Angie got the jump on hubby with an 0.21 light to Matt's 0.35. But Matt Smith's horsepower got the job done with a 6.729 to Angie's 6.867.
The final was one for the ages. The Matt Smith Racing V-twin camped face off against the Vance and Hines Suzuki. Gadsden was out of the gate first with a 0.44 to Matt's 0.67, but Gadsden's bike drove out of the groove, getting close to the wall, while Matt drove straight down the groove to a 6.724 to Gadsden slowing 6.834.
In Pro Stock, Dallas Glen, Derek Kramer, Kenny Delco, Brandon Miller, Greg Stanfield, Troy Coughlin Jr., Matt Latino and Erica Enders all progressed to the second round. There was a name missing from that list, Greg Anderson, who was taken out by teammate and lease customer Matt Latino in one heck of a race Matt left first with an 0.24 light to Greg's slower than usual 0.68. And even though Greg's 6.512 was quicker than Matt's 6.548, the deficit on the start line was too much to make up, giving Latino the W on a whole shot.
In round 2, Coughlin drove around a tyre-shaking Kramer. Enders did the same to Delco, another victim of the shake. Glenn repaired the favour. I don't know what's wrong with us today, Simon.
We're tired, Michelle. We're tired. We've got kids.
Glenn repaid the favour to teammate and fellow Lisa Latino with a whole shot win, while first-time match-up Stanfield drove around a shaking Miller. The semi-finals was the first time in a long time that the elite motorsports team had more cars than KB Titan.
Erica had the starting line advantage over Coughlin, but went into shake before the 60-foot markers. In the other lane, something that we are all getting used to seeing a lot this season, Glenn and Stanfield both shook and battled out a pedal fest. It was ugly, but Glenn got to the... Thanks for putting the pay break there, Nick. Got to the stripe first with an 8.121. Defeating an 8.437. You never expected to see those numbers.
That's your printing, by the way. This is my printing.
No. This has got your notes at the beginning. My copy's down there somewhere. Thanks
for giving me the good script.
Anyway, keep it moving. The final was a marquee matchup that we've been waiting for all season, maybe for the last 3 seasons. As elite team start to find some horsepower. Glenn out of the gate first with a 0.33 to Coughlin's 0.45. And never looking back for a great drag race, a 6.642 defeating a 6.643. Geez, that was close.
That run was awesome to watch. Glenn was out first, but by 60 feet, Coughlin had caught him. By half track, Coughlin was in front and led all the way to the 1,000-foot mark, where KB Titan horsepower got Glenn over the line, first having nearly 3 miles per hour over his opponent. Great race.
The funny cars were not fully represented, with only 14 cars moving into round 1 and making for a round 2 solo. Round 1 saw some upsets. Chad Green taking out a tyre smoking, wrong caps. Alexis outrunning Pedregon. Vandergriff beating Arend. JR Todd took down Daniel Wilkerson. Matt Hagan disposed of a tyre smoking Jack Beckman. Hyde outreached and outran Proc. And Hunter Green disposed of a tyre smoking Dave Richards.
Did you not want to mention where Proc qualified for that event?
Was it 7th?
No. I thought it was.
Because they got it together now. It's
do they?
Yeah.
No, look, let's.
Yeah.
His confidence is caught onto you.
No, didn't they?
Are you a believer?
Look.
So we're all Ford men here, right?
I know.
Right.
And look, I'm not going to defend what he did, especially from what I got told from friends of mine that have direct contact with, the Force camp and everything the Force has been through this season. I'm definitely not defending it, but I'm going to say this, right? If you have a particular way that you tune a car and you're used to working with a particular clutch system, cylinder head, whatever setup, it's going to take you a while. Now, why they didn't do more testing before the start of the season, I don't have the answer to that, right? But they are moving forward. Now, will they be a force to be reckoned with? You
can't say that anymore because he's not a force.
He's not a force. I'm going to be honest with you guys. The one to watch out for is Chad Green.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Little team, okay?
Yep.
Now, what's the secret? The secret is his crew chief. His crew chief is an ex-small tyre racer, and his crew chief tuned Chad's Pro Mod car to a championship win when no one gave a second look at nitrous cars, right? That guy, Dean Marias, is that his? Yeah. He is just one of those guys that's got that grit, that just where part of it is knowledge. Obviously, I think they were an umbrella team of Wilkerson. Is that correct? Yeah. So he's got that knowledge base from him. But sometimes you get these guys. Nick knows what I'm talking about, and I'm sure that Moose is a classic example. they'll walk out on that track and they'll see something that no one else can see. And I feel as though this season he's just dialed in. And what they've done for such a small team, without the massive corporate sponsors, without, they just picked up a decent sponsor, right? Still not the likes of, Coca-Cola or whatever. But I just think they're doing an incredible job. And for me, this takes me back to when John Force was that small team.
Yeah.
And he was out there and he was kicking butt, right? Chad can't talk smack like John Force, which is part of, why, and hopefully doesn't have any bad accidents like John Force did.
But just being able to watch that transgression, that's cool.
When you see a team of people that genuinely love the sport, love each other, and love it when they win, right? That's what you see with those guys. They've got that little bit extra in the tank because of that. Not to take anything away from any of the other teams, but if you've done that, for a large portion of your life and it's just become a job, it's not going to be the same as when you're a bunch of, rough and tumble type guys. One of the guys on the team, there's a classic story. He'd been trying for years to get in, and he was working hospitality for another team.
Yeah.
And they could just see, Dean Marines could just see this guy, he just wants to do it,
Yeah,
So they taught him what he needed to do. And now he's one of the main engine, you have cylinder head guy, diver,
Yeah.
So for me, it's just awesome to watch,
Yeah.
And to think that such a small team can, and, he always says, I've been doing this for 10 years, but I mean, it's still a small team. You know what I mean? Anyway, that's just my...
Ones to watch.
Yeah. I don't know. Where were we up to?
Yeah, round 2 also had some upsets with Hunter Green outreacting and outrunning his tyre-smoking dad. Vandergrift driving off while Hyde torched the tyres on the hit. Alexis doing the same to Hagen, and lastly, top qualifier Todd laying down a 3.972 on a solo, only being bested for the round by Vandergrift's 3.956 against Hyde.
All right, so I got to do another little rant here, right? Chad was talking about this run in an interview, and he said, that's going to play into the championship now that my son beat me.
Yeah.
And he goes, it was devastating to lose, but he goes, how proud I was.
So happy at the same time. Yeah.
Yeah. In the semis, JR and Alexa pedal fested it out with both striking the tyres on the hit, and JR getting to the stripe first. In the other pairing, Vandergrift outreacted and drove around Hunter Green, and in doing so, taking lane choice for the finals. And what a final it was. JR getting the start line advantage with an 0.69 to Vandergrift's 0.78. By 60-foot, Vandergrift had the lead and never looked back as Todd smoked the tyres around the 660 mark.
Vandergrift celebrating his run by honouring former Top Fuel driver and uncle Bob Vandergrift by repeating his now famous track run back to the start line. A proud moment for all the Vandergrifts and John Force Racing, with Jordan getting the monkey off his back and becoming the 84th different winner of the NHRA Nitro Funny Car and enjoying some rare air.
Did you guys see that?
I remember the run. I remember that, yeah.
No, but did you see Jordan?
I didn't see Jordan's, no.
Yeah.
It felt like... It felt like it needed more explanation from the commentary.
Yeah.
It took him a little while to work out what was happening.
Yeah, because he just bailed out of the car.
Yeah.
Because he was out of the car and it was like running back.
Yeah, the commentary team picked up on it. But
that's good.
Isn't that cool? Right. This is the 50th anniversary. Is that correct? For
75th.
75th for NHRA, but 50th for Nitro Funny Car.
Oh, okay.
Right. And in 50 years, there's only been 84 winners.
Yeah.
Think about those stats. That's incredible.
It is incredible.
That is incredible. That is truly
I hadn't considered that, actually. But, yeah, you make a valid point.
All right, that leaves us with our final category, Top Fuel. Similarly, only 15 cars presented for round 1, handing the solo to top qualifier Doug Coletta. Antron Brown took our Sean Reed with a whole shot. Milliken over a tyre-smoking Schumacher. Ashley repaying Stewart with a 0.41 to an 075, and then up in smoke for the ex-NASCAR driver. Matty Gordon over a slowing Will Smith. Langdon over a tyre smoking Cameron Ferrer. Torrance over Dan Mencier, once again smoking the tyres. In the final pairing, it was Lee Pruitt over a tyre smoking Josh Hart.
You know, this is the fourth round of the NHRA calendar?
This was, yes, correct.
And this would be like 3 out of 4 that teammates, Clay Millican and Tony Schumacher, have paired up against each other.
Oh, yes.
In first round.
That's actually a running joke.
I'd purposely be making one car just a little bit slower for qualifying, like just so you're at least going to have 2 chances of getting through.
But just like Chad Green, just like Vandergriff.
Yeah, and with the bikes as well.
They race.
I mean, as much as that was through to the semis, but first round.
Yeah.
Like, gosh.
Yep.
Round two. Round 2, Langdon drove around a tyre-smoking Brown. Millican and Torrance pedalled it out, with Millican taking the ugly win, 5:02 to a 7:13. Ashley over a tyre-smoking Gordon, and Doug Coletta disposing of the last Tony Stewart racing car driven by Leah Pruitt. The tricky track conditions continued, with Clay Millican going up in smoke against Sean Langdon, and the more experienced Doug Coletta pedalling around Justin Ashley, lining up an all-Coletta final.
Langdon had the starting line advantage by 4 thousandths, and he stretched his legs with a 3.808 at 333 mile an hour, taking out teammate Doug Coletta with a 3.954 at a slower 3.14. What a weekend for Team Coletta, top qualifier in both categories, taking first and second spots in Top Fuel. 1 winner, 2 runner-ups. It doesn't get much better than that.
Great to see Jordan, Matt Smith and Glenn winning their respective categories. Next event was the Gerber Collision and Glass NHRA Nationals, which were held at Route 66 Raceway, and we can bring you the update on that for our next episode.
So there was a meeting before this that's why some of this didn't make any sense. Because
were there back-to-back weekends?
No, it's just been. But we run out of time every time we record.
No, but the Southern Nationals, that was the 1st till the 3rd of May, and then did they have a fortnight break, or
I don't know.
Surely not 3 weekends in a row, because Route 66 was held on May 14 to 17. I didn't think there was any NHRA on the weekend.
The only one we're
gone.
missing is Route 66.
I don't think there was any
maybe.
NHRA on the weekend just gone, because
No, there wasn't.
Santapod has their big event
then
on.
I have been a slack ass then.
Oh, you really should have pushed it through.
Yeah,
now
I
you'll
should have.
probably have a back-to-back for next episode, and we'll have the winters as well to recap on.
I know.
And that
Big
also
one.
will mark my 2-year anniversary on the podcast.
Oh, there you go. Wow.
I know.
Okay.
We're having a party.
We can do.
Nick,
yeah.
you taking us out to dinner?
Well, I mean, I just said it with some more Krispy Kremes, to be honest. You know, my birthday cake request at work was just everyone else gets like Cheesecake Factory, so I just asked for a humble $4 Woolworths mud cake. I think they're actually up to like $6 now.
Have you had? Speaking of Woolworths,
other one.
have you had the Biscoff cheesecake from Woolworths?
No.
Magnificent. Love it. Personal favourite of mine.
Sometimes I just purposely don't go down the slippery slope. It's like the glass of wine at night that people always say, oh, I'll just sit back and have a glass of wine at night. And I'm like,
You see,
I don't think that would be wise. Like, I could just see that as being a very slippery slope of...
Yeah, Nicole's got a big glass.
Yeah, that holds the whole bottle. That's the thing. Like, I don't have a cork. Well, I'll just... well, I am also shopping for a race trailer at the moment. I got to bring the car home at some point. So looking for an enclosed trailer.
Oh, okay.
I've been using Trevor's trailer
Yep.
for the last few seasons that I've been racing. And Trevor and Trent are getting their car back out to run once our new track is up and running again.
Oh, wow.
Wow, this is breaking news.
Well, is that because I thought I'd mentioned it before, because they were actually planning on coming out last season, which we just missed.
In comp?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. They'll be selective.
Because
Because
they were playing in Double B at one stage there, weren't they?
Simon, I'm a bracket racer, and the indexes of comp and the way it changes around, whether it's a top comp or a comp. But he does have the national record, and so which one is it?
Double C.
Double C.
Double C, yeah.
But I think Trevor did the double B. At
Yeah,
one
I
point.
thought he had a
Yeah.
crack at double
Yeah.
B.
No, but I think for the engine that Trent was running the last time he ran, he won the Western Nationals, but there was a bit of a
That was a double
bit of
C.
a bang across the finish line, and so it'll be that engine that's going back in. I mean, for as much as I know. But so I was going to be looking to get a trailer anyway, and I thought, well, I might look and see if I can pick one up on the East Coast and bring the car back with it. But
Whatever you
not
do,
restricted only to that.
just once you figure out what you're doing, make sure you're not going to have dramas regoing it here. Because I don't know, that like the last time I looked into this, they'd changed a bunch of laws. Now, it might be fine for an existing licensed trailer,
Yeah.
but you used to be able to just build your trailer, buy a compliance plate from
Oh, yeah.
Martin's.
No, you can't do
You
that
can't do
anymore.
that
But
anymore.
is that just a WA state thing?
I don't know, Michelle. I don't
Yeah,
know.
right.
I look.
Regardless, it'll have to go over the pits.
Yeah,
But whether you change
whether
the-
you can actually get it licensed or not. See, because in the old days,
Realistically, it would need to be if we buy one from over east, which still having a look to see what's around here, but it would just mean that we'd have to take it across empty to then bring the car back. And probably if the car wasn't on the East Coast, I'd be looking closer for WA and umming and ahhing if I had to go further for it. But it would need to be licensed to then drive it home.
I think you can get permits.
Yeah,
You
Do
just
you
got
get
to get one.
permits for that
permit
many
to move.
days?
Yeah, you
I've
got to
always
get
had like a 24-hour one.
When you go state to state, you have to do. There's a
Yeah,
way of
right.
doing it.
Permit to
but,
move, yeah.
But so in the old days, like I don't know, 2020, whatever it
In the
was,
old days.
you used to be able to go to the licensing centre with your Eastern States plates and
Yeah.
registration, and they just give you a WA plate.
Yeah, I remember
Right.
doing it when Dad bought the Cadillac.
Yeah. So that changed, right? And then they changed the laws. And I got to tell you, I worked for Boomerang Engineering for 10 years, and I did compliance for a little bit. My cousin ended up taking it over and doing it full time. I was always shocked that we were worried about blinkers and tail lights and side markers and reflectors, brakes and stuff like that as well. But the ADR compliance was around all these ancillary items, and the actual structure of the frame. No one
Yeah.
said anything, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? So when
right.
the laws came in, for me it was like, well, that makes sense for semi trailers, low loaders, and stuff like that. But old mate's box trailer,
Yeah.
really,
And sometimes they might just buy it as a flat and then build the box on it.
yeah.
I had a very close call. When I was in Adelaide, I went and looked at a trailer. I don't know whether I told you guys this, but it was being sold by what I thought was a reputable person. And went and had a look, and I was by myself, because I was over there for the NDRC, and I was making sure that my inspection and my measurements of everything, Trent being a cabinet maker, was very much every single detail. Kate Lua was with me because we ride shared back from Tailem Bend, and so I was telling her what I was doing, and got underneath the trailer. And this was like, I was going straight to the airport after this. I was like, I don't even have a change of clothes, and I'm dragging myself underneath the dirt to get a look of underneath the trailer. And I'm recording, and I'm speaking to Trent in my video recording, saying like, okay, yep, just surface rust there. And I'm scratching it with my pen, and I'm going, no, just a bit of surface build up, and it looks a bit there.
I got to stop you there. I wonder how many wives are listening to this in complete shock right now.
I mean, like, you say that, but it is for, like, it's
No, but when I tell people, no, she's legit. She actually is legit, like 100%. I don't think they believe me.
well, I don't think the guy that opened it up for me and that met me there, that worked for this company, I think he was quite surprised by it, and because I just. And I'm asking all of these questions, and he didn't know too much of the history of the trailer. And then I'm like, all right, well, just hang on a second. I'm just going to go under here. And then I'm like climbing up on different parts to try and see the roof, because there was a bit of like a watermark on the inside. And so I'm like, if I can climb up on this sea container that's next to it, then I'll be able to. But I'm underneath, and I'm like, oh, this this metal's like, oh, this not as much surface rust area for this part than at the back. And then I've thought, hang on a second, this is different fabrication. So I've said to the guy, like, has something happened here? Has this been replaced? You know, it's older, it's newer than what all the steel tubing was a different size and stuff.
Yeah.
And he'd only recently started. He'd only been with the company for a few months, and so he didn't know much. But then he said he'd find out some details, and he said that the flooring had been strengthened because they were carrying an extra load. They were putting more stuff in it, so the flooring got strengthened. So then I said, okay, so what's the updated tear weight then?
Oh, my God.
Because if this is different, then what's the updated
That
tear?
poor guy, he saw you walking in and he didn't know what was coming in through that door, did he?
They couldn't tell me the updated tear.
Oh, that's a yeah.
They weren't prepared to get me the updated tear. And the company would have had access to being able to get the updated tear. I won't say it on air, but I'll tell you guys off. But they weren't trying to get it at all. And I said, I'd already put in an offer in, but I said, but I need to know this way. I simply can't buy it.
Yeah.
I'm going to put an 800 odd kilo race car in there. I need to know what we're towing and what weight we're going to be dealing with. So he said, you know, I've got someone else interested. I said, look, if you can't give me that detail and you're not going to be providing it for this next guy, who I would assume would want it too, okay, like, I can't.
He would have been thinking, you know what, she's probably a lawyer just to really...
So the tear wasn't updated on the compliance?
The tear wasn't updated. So then, right, I'm telling my brother-in-law about it, and I've shown him this video a split second, and he goes, hang on, there's a join there. And the trailer had been extended by almost 3 meters.
3?
Yes. Yes.
3 meters.
And then I've gone, oh no, because then I've gone, this is the old drawbra. And I've zoomed out, and I just thought that they built the like the body frame to stick out from like the, and then I was like,
so the old, you saw the old
underneath.
A-frame underneath.
Yeah. And I thought, oh my gosh, you know, like that's not just the weight of flooring.
Yeah.
That was there to strengthen it for additional. That's an extra 3 meters of.
That's what I mean.
trailer. And
Whatever you
thought,
buy,
my gosh.
contact, you know, Department of Transport or whoever, and just make sure that you're not going to have any dramas when you bring it back.
I thought those details might have been on the rego check. So I did a rego lookup, but it didn't have the details. You know, with our, I feel like our rego lookup for cars is quite specific for things.
No, it only tells you the make model.
I think it would tell you the engine. Does it tell you the engine?
No.
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 I mean, if it tells you the colour, surely
Yeah, it
they
tells
can
you
put
the
the
colour.
weight of it and everything.
Yeah, it tells you the
Yeah.
colour.
But,
Yeah, that's a good point.
But I just, and then you wouldn't believe it. He sends me a message saying, the person in charge of selling it, knowing how intricate I was with my measurements, asking, oh, did you happen to take some measurements of the space between this and this? I just thought,
oh, God.
but really, really disappointed, and you'll be, I just don't like to speak ill of people, but I want to because of how disappointed I am with how, I mean, I only spoke to you off air how I thought this business has such a strong name for it, and you think I can give it some trust.
Pretty sure Nick doesn't want to get sued for defamation.
No.
No.
We'll leave it out.
Yeah.
We'll leave it out.
We'll leave it at that.
But no, like I have, my listeners are all friends. I'm not going to be upsetting anyone in this story. I can say that. But yes, it's made me a bit
Weary.
weary. Yep.
That's fair enough.
And now I am looking closer. Okay, that's the tear weight, but what has been done since?
Yeah.
That
Because
could
when
then
it gets
take that
here,
away.
you're going to have to take it over.
Yeah, it'll go. You have to
Well-
get it go over Weybridge.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is as well, like for my altered, it's like 5.6 meters.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like a bit of extra space in the trailer if we can. really just so look, we fit everything Tetris style into our 6 meter, 20-foot sea container, but just you can't really move at all. And I want things to have their purpose spot
place.
that's there, that you don't need to unpack everything to be able to access it. But then we're being mindful of the weight, and we don't want to have to, I say we don't want to. Realistically, we can't afford to buy a Dodge Ram or an F truck
so
to be able to pull it with.
You're trying to keep this
under the
3.5.
3.5. Yeah. So it's trying to work with that.
Realistically, you got to keep it under 3, don't you?
Well, Trent's Triton's actually the 3.1.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
So you got to aim for 2.7.
Yeah. So
correct me if I'm wrong. The weight includes the passengers.
Well, see, I asked that, right? Because I said to Trent, I'm like, well, your dual cab's a 5-seater. And I'm like, do they average it out as your grown man at 100 kilos and there's 5 of them?
Hang on. You've got towing capacity and then you've got aggregate. They're different.
Yeah, but I think these car manufacturers these days.
Because then I'm like, have you got a fully loaded tray as well?
I think the 3.5 ton
the drive
is not the towing capacity. I think it's the
aggregate.
I'm pretty sure
Ford
and Range.
That can't be right.
No, it definitely says towing capacity.
Yeah.
Like when I've done my.
So you've got TAC,
But I don't.
tear, right? Aggregate combination, right? So the tear is what it weighs empty. Aggregate is what it weighs loaded, right? The combination is what it weighs loaded and what it's towing.
And then gross
so
is
I
what the
think
max can be.
So I think the 3.5 is the combination.
But the things weigh nearly 2 ton on their own, so they'd only be able to.
I think that the term 3.5 is.
I definitely looked up towing capacity because I looked that up straight away for then.
No, I think you're
for
right
Trents.
because that's why everyone was buying Crewmans at one stage.
But I did say is this because if you then end up towing a trailer that's heavier than your towing capacity, then it can then cause issues with your engine and your drive shaft and things like that. But I was like, well, if that's like a weight and the forward movement of the vehicle, surely that has to take into account the weight of the vehicle itself. And so I'm like, what do they average at? How many passengers are in this 5-seater
What have
dual
you got?
cab? It's a dual cab Triton.
Triton.
Yeah. And is your tray fully loaded as well? Because I'm like, I said to Trent, if they're basing it on 5 100-kilo people, and we've got, I was like, we'll save ourselves a few hundred kilos there with our 20-kilo kids in the back, and I'm kind of sitting at 50 these days. And
whilst I was checking that, I actually did a quick check. South Georgia Motorsport part was owned by Ozzie and Maria, and is now owned by Raul and Jennifer Torres.
All right, so this is where we are at, right? The tear is between 1935 and 2110 kilos. That's what I said. They're a couple of ton, right?
Oh, okay. Sorry, this is of the unit itself.
Yeah. The gross vehicle mass, right, is 3,200 kilos, and the gross combined mass is 6,250 kilos.
Yep.
Right, so that's your C.
Oh, so that's.
So it gives you a payload
6,000.
capacity of 1,090 to 1,210, depending on which model and what the base tear is, and a brake towing capacity of 3.5 ton.
Oh, that one said 3.5.
Yeah, but this
For a Triton?
might be a different.
No, well, it just
Year
means that I
model.
might be looking at the wrong one because I only Googled as well.
I didn't specify
easy
year
then.
model.
Well, yeah. So that's where I'm at. Trent's
Just
all about the weight.
For the third time, please.
Do the checks. Well, I'm good friends with the Pappases from John Pappas Trailers, and so I actually spoke to him on the weekend, and I said, "What's the longest and the lightest?" I said, "What length?"
Yeah, it's not that. It's whether they're going to say, yeah, we'll license it here. You know what I mean?
Well, I more just want to work out because it seems to be such a range between, with the secondhand ones that I'm looking at. And I'm like, well, these two look exactly the same, but there's 800 kilos difference in it. Like what's making up that? Because visually I can't see that. And so I want to know even just for the base of what. And I mean, as much as I say the longest, I don't want anything too extravagant. I just want to kind of know what the baseline is that then it can fit out onto that. Because we saw one that was like 800 kilos, 6.5 metres.
That seems light.
Very light.
Yes. So I don't know.
Pappas doesn't want to sponsor you on.
Look, they're friends, and I don't ask friends for that. But look, no, we'll I've got to pick their brain anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just make sure you can rejo it over here.
Yeah. Well, no, good, because I can ask him all the questions on that as well. He'd know a bit more.
Stewie Vernon does consulting now, doesn't he?
He does.
Yeah.
Yep.
He would be.
I can put you in contact with Stewie.
Oh, is he like someone that will go out and inspect on your behalf and stuff?
No, he worked at the pits for many
okay.
years, and now he's a consultant.
Okay.
So at least he can say, look, if it was manufactured by a recognised company, you won't have any problems, or it needs to be, WA laws different to Queensland, from the centre of the tow bar, the tow ball to the axle needs to be this, and I know the big stuff. There was a set of rules that we used to have that were commonly known, but then they changed them. B doubles and all this stuff started. A trailers and pocket road trains, and
I can put you in contact with Stewie.
Yeah, that would be great.
He's in the club.
And if anyone
he's
sees
a member of the club.
anything about or is selling anything of their own,
my 105, I always see them on there a little bit cheaper than, say, the drag racing classifieds.
yeah, that is a really good website. I'm getting distracted now because then I see some circuit cars that have come up on there, and I'm like, oh, well, maybe I like that. Maybe I'll join the Formula V club and
Get a garage first.
yeah. I've got to add myself onto the wait list. Well, I think that brings us to the end of the show.
Any events?
Happening?
No,
Between now and next fortnight? No, not any coming to the top of our minds,
Not at
but
the moment, no.
we'll be able to report on the Winter Nationals
Yes. All right.
in 2 weeks' time.
All
right, guys, we'll leave it
See
for
you in
another
a couple
2
of
weeks.
All the best over in Willowbank.
Thank you.
When
Yes.
you get back.
Thank you very much.
Dress warm.
Yes.
No worries.
Thanks, guys.
See you.